Hi Sagittarius, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, then what I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards and then clarify with various oracle cards and see what's going on. So let's see what's going on for at least the first half of April with you guys. All right, let's get some cards out here. Here's one. 3 of Wands in the first position there, upright. 3 of Wands. That makes me, okay. 7 of Wands. So the first thing that I'm thinking is you are starting down the path of a new journey. Because if you look at this card, it kind of looks like you can see the mountains and the sun in the background, and it feels like it makes me feel like I'm seeing like steps, step toward a new future. And then the 7 of Wands could be one of two things. You have been fighting off a lot of stuff, or you're about finished fighting off a lot of stuff. And it'll depend on what card comes out next as to what that tells me, because that could go either way. Let's see. Okay. So what you've been fighting off are basically your own thoughts and your thought processes. So that's probably been the biggest torment for you, is your own thoughts and thought processes. Now the Strength card just fell out in reverse. So that just makes me think you're not as strong as you would like to be just yet. You're getting there, but you're not as strong as you want to be. And the 9 of Wands, because it still feels like, so it feels like it's like one day you're like ready to take action and the next day you're not. And then the next day you are, and then the next day you're not. And then the next day you are, and the next day you're not. And so 9 of Wands, if it was in the upright position, would be you're like ready to, you're at the end of this and ready to take off for a new cycle, but it's in the reverse position. So it's like the whole thing feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Last time we did this, I think it was, what was it? You can breathe now, or something like that. So it's like one day you're breathing and one day you're holding your breath, and same difference. We would like to eventually get you to the point where you can breathe all the time instead of holding your breath or closing your eyes or taking 2 steps and then 1 step back. But I will say this, don't beat yourself up, because the rest of us are doing the same damn thing. Okay. All right. That was a whole lot of stuff. Do I want all of these? I want this one. 3 of Pentacles. So you're still kind of blocked in the money area. There's just not a lot of flow going on there. So the Empress card came up. Okay, let me think about this. Because that doesn't make any sense with... that doesn't make sense with how you feel. One day good, one day bad, one day good, one day bad. That feels like a whole separate line of conversation there. Let's see. The Temperance card in the back. All right. So that, okay. Well, and that just fell out. So I'm done. Okay, so we've got the storyline for that first part is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. One day you're holding your breath, one day you're breathing. One day things are looking good, and it's just like you keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But one light, one dark day is better than all dark days. So let's keep that in mind. So if you're making forward progress in that respect, look at the positive side of that. So somewhere along the line, there is a female that you would like to have a conversation with, but you do not feel balanced enough to do that because that is the Temperance card in reverse. And so there's a bunch of, this just feels like illusion. So you just kind of like up in your head about it, I guess, and thinking that it's just a bunch of illusion in your own mind. So you're not going to do anything about that for a while because you're not feeling balanced enough. And I don't think you believe that needs to happen at this point in time. That's for the future. You got to get unbalanced and get more solid, I guess, is the point. Emotions. So let's see what kind of emotions are going on with you guys right now. What kind of emotions are you having at this point in time? Okay, I'm putting these back in because I don't know which way they need to be. If they're supposed to be out, they'll come out again. Okay, so there's the first one. At the moment, you're feeling a little overwhelmed. I feel like inspired should be upright. So on the days that you can breathe and on the days that you're feeling hopeful, you're feeling inspired. And then on other days you're feeling overwhelmed. So, and then sometimes you're feeling trapped. So that makes sense about having a conversation with some feminine. Could be a mother, sister, friend, girlfriend, female, something or other. And that's why you're still feeling out of balance because your emotions are kind of back and forth and you don't feel strong enough to, you know, I'm like, I know some people that, I have a girlfriend that I'm just not going to say it. Never mind. You're tired of feeling regretful. And this came kind of sideways. So it's like, at one time you were ashamed. You're on your way to not being ashamed, whatever you're ashamed about. I don't know. You don't need to be ashamed about anything, but what else is going on with Sag right now? And some days you're depressed. Again, that's why I'm like, your emotions are still up and down and back and forth, up one day, down the next. And until you get that emotional back and forth straightened out, you're not going to be able to fully move forward on anything. So, but I'm just going to say you're better than you used to be. Hopefully you feel like you're better than you used to be. What current blocks are you still working with that need to get resolved that maybe will make you feel light and breezy all the time instead of Dark and depressed one day and light and breezy the next. Okay, that one. Oh, we got a whole lot of them coming out. So the first one that came out was Awakening. So I'm going to put those back. They'll come back out if they're supposed to. Awakening to me makes me think that you are, one, you're already very aware of how your thoughts play into your back and forth, up and down, good, bad aspects of how you feel. You're awakening to that aspect of how your thoughts play out into your everyday world. And as they say, whatever's going on inside in your head is what plays out in your physical world. And so you've got to get this shit straightened out first before things are going to play out positively in the outside world. And again, this goes along with any trapped emotions that you have not dealt with. You have got to get that crap out of your system before any kind of physical feelings in your body is going to clear up, or whether the stuff on the physical world around you is going to clear up. That kind of stuff has got to get straightened out up here first. And that, and that's one of the hardest things to do. But Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, I was a big fan of his. Still am. He passed away. But one of the things, he had a book, I believe, that said, change your thoughts, change your life. He was one of the first ones that I started watching about, or he's kind of one of the first ones that I ever heard talk about how our thinking is our biggest problem. And if we don't like the way things are in our life, it's because our thinking is shitty. There's he had so many like memes and phrases running around. There was one that just popped into my head and then it was gone before it managed to come out. Pause just came up as something that needed to be worked on, or blockage. So whatever that means to you. Oh, forgiveness came up. That is something that needs to be done. Forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of the other people in your life that didn't meet up to your expectations. This also goes along with the stuff that I am studying about energy and how the energy vortexes in the body affect the physical body, the energy body and the physical body, and unforgiveness can like stick in your body and cause physical problems. I really, really, really want to understand that more so I can talk about that more when I'm doing these readings, because when we come along these blocks, when I do that block thing, like I just did a reading for myself. Literally a 45-minute reading just for myself, and abandonment issues and grief kept coming up. And one of the questions that I asked was, okay, fine. So I have some grief and I have some abandonment issues. How the fuck do I get rid of them? And the thing that kept coming to me was I need to understand the energy, where it's stuck in the body, and how to get that energy flowing and moving. So I'm working on it, people. All I can say is I'm working on it. If I can figure my crap out first, then I can help you guys figure out your stuff. And that is exciting. So stuck. You feel stuck right at the moment. So that's a blockage. And I'm gonna share something with you. Last night, was it last night? I think I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep, and I was feeling kind of depressed, I guess is the best way to put that. And I was laying there thinking about, okay, how do I get out of this feeling of feeling depressed and get happy? And so I hear this, you know, the guides say, what are you excited about? And as I repeated in my head several things that I was excited about, I literally could feel my vibrations like kind of moving up. And this kind of icky feeling that I was feeling down here kind of lightened up. And I was like, dang, that kind of worked. I've never done that before, but I'm going to try that again. When I feel like I'm in a place that I don't want to be, and we know that our thoughts change our outer world, I started doing, so what am I excited about? Well, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about that. Blah, 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 blah. I did like 5 or 6 things and try that. Next time you get in a funk and feel like you are not where you want to be, start thinking in your head of things that you are excited about. And if you cannot come up with one thing that you are excited about, then you need to get some stuff in your life that you are. Do more of what makes you happy. Sorry, I feel like I'm lecturing. Guide. This feels like they're guiding you, but you are maybe questioning where they're taking you. And when I say they, we'll just say they, meaning the universe, your guides, or whoever. Let them guide you. They are taking you exactly where you need to be. You just don't see that yet. Apparently you have some grief that you need to work on too, because that just came out as a blockage. So okay, there's one more. So something's going to happen in the fall. So maybe whatever's going on with you guys now that's keeping you 2 steps forward, 1 step back, in the fall you will have resolved a lot of this stuff and you will be able to move fully forward into action, I guess is the word that I'm hearing, is full-blown action. Okay, so let's do, what do I want to do here? I'm going to do Sacred Traveler. They match my new caftan that I have on. I have never been a caftan wearing person until I bought one in February. And I gotta say, I really like wearing them around the house. Now if I can get brave enough to wear one out in public, I mean, you guys are kind of the public. Okay, what last... I don't think you have that much to say. What last words of advice does the universe have to say to Sagittarius for April? What last of words of advice do you have for Sagittarius for the month of April? Anything? Do you have anything to say? Surely I didn't cover it all. All right, that one feels like it's answering the call. The time is now. Listen to your guides, listen to your inner self, listen to that little call that is, as they say, the niggling. You know, if there's something that's kind of bugging you, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to blah, 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 blah. Pay attention to that. Don't ignore that. Okay, I'll take him. Wise leader, you are a beacon for others. That makes me think that everything that you have gone through or are going through is putting you in a position of where you're going to be able to lead other people to the other side. And when I say the other side, I mean like the new earth and a better place to be than where we are currently. Reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. So that makes me think you are right on path, you are right on schedule, you are exactly doing what you're supposed to be doing, and quit beating yourself up. Infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. And if you don't think it is, that's part of the problem because it's all up here. All right, I think that's it for now. I will see you guys. As of now, I'm planning on seeing y'all middle of April. So have a good one, and I look forward to hearing your comments.